Let's see if they're brave enough to earn it. They all need money. They all need money. They all need money. They all need money.
Yeah, seen it all coming from a mile away. And we break, we got a bug. Sing it like a stone in a rich man's world when the push comes to shove. We free as the sun on this highway. We're doing what we think of. Ain't got tickets to a Broadway show. We don't need no country club. Starting on the bottom of a one-shot chance, time and time again. Giving all we got to make it to the model when the game will never win. Trying to make a living doesn't all be a crime, but things ain't quite the same. Life's laid out before we can live it, chasing that American dream. Yeah. Got a heavy load on the one-way road. We're heading nowhere but tonight. Trying not to sin in the box we're in. We're all wound up too tight. Gotta break loose, don't need an excuse. Turn the radio up too loud. Rip the plan apart, show 'em who we are. Not another face in the crowd. Still on the bottom of a one-shot chance, time and time again. Giving all we got to make it to tomorrow when the game will never win. Trying to make a living doesn't all be a crime, but things ain't quite the same. Life's laid out before we can live it, chasing that American dream. Yeah. Starting on the bottom of a one-shot chance, time and time again. Giving all we got to make it to tomorrow when the game will never win. Trying to make a living doesn't all be a crime, but things ain't quite the same. Life's laid out before we can live it, chasing that American dream. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the G Files, and welcome to the Week 12 press conference, our game over Boise State. Give it a little bit, let the questions come in. We'll talk about the game a little while I'm waiting for a couple questions to come in that I can start asking. But no, great game. We had a great start. 2 interceptions on their first 2 passes led to us going up 14-0 pretty quick. Gibbs's pick 6 on that second interception, was huge. Got our guys rolling really well. We ended up at one point, I want to say, 21-0, and we felt great about the game. Doing awesome as far as moving the football. Whaley was doing well. Peasley's throwing the ball well. Bodie making catches. Grant making catches. Everybody's playing well. And then around the end of the second quarter, man, it all just seemed to start falling apart there at the end. All of a sudden, we couldn't tackle again. We were, finishing up. Just I don't know, and then three fumbles. We hadn't had a fumble all season. That was the one thing that got me as as the coach is we hadn't fumbled all season, and then this one game we give the ball away 4 times, 3 of them being fumbles. Put them right back in the game. But our guys fought hard, ended up getting the win by 1 point. We decided to go for it on 2 to force them to have to to go for two to win the game. If it, or not go for two to win the game. But we decided to go for two to take the lead and hope our defense can make a stop. And it ended up the going for two ended up actually helping us. We got the ball last and ended up winning by 1. So that being said, see some of the questions coming in. Good morning, Dred. Morning, Jay. Dred, appreciate the light, brother. It says here, how do you feel the team is going to finish out? Well, we got Hawaii, which is one of our rivals, coming up this next week in week 13. Don't let the record fool you. They've only won, I want to say, 2 games this season. I can't get the dynasty to pull up, or I could look at their actual record. But they've only had 1 or 2 wins this season. But don't let the record fool you. They can sneak a win in at any time. And then big win last week. How are you feeling going into the final stretch of the season? Really good. Feeling really good. Like I said, we got Hawaii next, and then we got Utah State, which is our huge rivalry. I think we can win both those games. Defense is going to have to get turnovers. Create turnovers like we did against Boise. That was really huge for us against Boise, was the turnovers. If we don't create those first 2 turnovers, we don't win. So, because with what transpired after that, yeah, that was huge. Those 2 turnovers were huge. The 2-point conversion, or any doubt anyone else other than Whaley is getting that ball? Well, I tell you, I didn't want to give Whaley the ball. He was actually injured. We put him in for that play. But he came out and he performed. He got the 2-point conversion. I was actually really nervous about giving the ball because he took a real hard hit early in the second quarter. That was actually the only play, or late in the second quarter, that was actually the only play that he touched the ball the whole second half, which also I think hurt us offensively. That was the big thing. That hurt us offensively. Whaley going out. But McNeely came in, stepped up, did a good job. He just doesn't have the speed Whaley has to get the edge. So we had to do a little different stuff with McNeely, but he was able to bust in there and make plays when we needed them. So defense has been getting many turnovers past few games, helping keeping the offense in the game. Any changes made from the start of the season to now as to why they're successful? Well, our big change was we started blitzing all the time. With the way we've been tackling, me and the coaches just sat down and talked, and we were like, "Hey, look, if we're gonna miss this many tackles, we're gonna need to just throw as many bodies at them as possible. That way, we can get them down. Because we're not. Very rarely do we make the tackle on the first hit. And I used to say, it's technique, or it's they're not wrapping up, but sometimes I'm starting to wonder if these guys just as much as I love them and as hard as they play, and they've done well for me this year, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think they have it. I don't think they. I think they get overpowered by these running backs. These D1 running backs. But that is what it is. So we just started throwing bodies at them. We've been blitzing. I don't think we've ran a play the last 3 weeks. It wasn't a blitz, except for maybe a couple. How has recruits been affected by the success moving forward, finishing with with a strong class? We're finishing with a really strong class. Again, I talk about Sean Perry all the time. He's coming in. Probably going to put him, have him at middle linebacker. Sean Perry's coming in. You got Adam Turner. The big one was DeAndre Sanders coming in at running back. Give us that little scat back, a little speed back there. Grant, naturally will be back. He'll be our return man. And Whaley will be back. And then we got, Jamal Smith coming in for our quarterback. We got 2 quarterbacks that we're recruiting, one Jamal Smith and one Nicholas Coleman. and they're both good. They're both different though. Smith is more of a sit back in the pocket field general. He's going to sit back in the pocket and make throws. He's not going to outrun anybody. And then Coleman's he's another complete opposite. He's a scrambler, fast guy. So look to use both of them really well next season. As a coach who prides himself on the D line, is that your main priority in the off season? My main priority this off season has been getting us linebackers. As much I got a D lineman that's after this week I may start talking about him. We'll see what happens when we move into the next week. But there is a D lineman I'm looking at pretty hard. I think we got him about ready to sign a letter of intent. But this season, I've really focused on linebackers and offensive line because we got to give our quarterbacks time to throw the ball, and we got to give our and running backs holes to run in, and the linebacker play has to be there, especially if we're going to continue to have to blitz like this. So I really focused on linebackers really a lot this season. We've signed four linebackers in total already, being Sean Perry, Adam Turner. There's a couple more. I don't have my notes in front of me because the dynasty won't load, but those are the two big ones, is the Sean Perry and Adam Turner that you're going to see next year. Family's good, man. Family's been great. We're looking forward to go and watch the Hogs play this weekend since we got a bye week. But yeah, family's great, man. Got some more coming in on Discord. Let me look on Discord here. Agenda for Hawaii, same old. We're gonna push the ball with Whaley, try to move it, start set up the passing game for Peasley. If Whaley gets going, if Whaley gets going, it's our passing game is beautiful, man. We can set it up. Bodie gets open. He's probably one of the best guys, best receivers we got on the team as far as getting open and making plays when we need big plays. Grant's right there too, though, man. He's so fast. That's why we got him returning kicks. So, yeah, the game plan for Hawaii is just put pressure on them. We know they like to throw the ball. They like to run some option. So we're just going to keep pressure on them and hope that they they don't break big plays. That's what's been killing us all season. This season is not really. It's not. It is the tackling, but it's also the big plays. Some of the herd players are hanging out and talking about Utah State game. Are they looking ahead? Yeah, some of them are kind of looking ahead a little early, I think. I tell them all the time, guys, just take it one game at a time. We can't overlook Hawaii. Our last two games are the two worst teams in our conference. As far as win losses go, but that doesn't mean they can't beat us. If we don't come in there and play our game. So and I told them, just focus on Hawaii, quit worrying about Utah State. I know that's our big rivalry, but we got to focus on Hawaii first, and then we'll take on Utah State, and then after that we'll see what happens. Because as of now, the way your locker room didn't get robbed like Colorado did it. No, we didn't get robbed. No. Thank goodness. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. Shit. But, if you look at the standings, Air Force, Boise State, then us, right now, that'll change next week. We'll jump and get Boise State. But if Air Force doesn't lose, and I hate having to rely on another team to lose to get into the conference championship. But if Air Force doesn't lose, it doesn't matter if we win out or not. And that's what I told them. They looked ahead after we beat Kansas State. They started looking ahead at everything at the end of the season, and that that screwed us when we went in the Air Force. And that's what I explained to them. So, right now, that's something they got to pay attention to. It's quit worrying about the game 2 weeks ahead. Let's focus on the game this week. Air Force, the team to beat. Yeah, Air Force is who we need. We need someone to beat them. Because they beat us. So with us beating Boise State and Boise State beat Air Force, so that put us in a 3-way tie. But since we beat Boise State, that puts us ahead of Boise State, and Air Force beat us, so it puts them ahead of us. So right now, Air Force is on top of our side to go into the conference championship game unless they lose a conference game, which we need them to lose. I know this sounds crazy, but other than Air Force, none of our losses have been to our side of the conference. They've all been to the other side of the conference. So, if you look at that right now, with we're to me the best team in the conference over here. So, Skeet Ass says, with Whaley averaging over 6 yards a carry and finishing the game with only 8 more touches, how do you justify the game plan, especially when you let a 3-touchdown lead slip away? Well, so Whaley got injured toward the end of the second quarter, and hurt his leg real bad. It's still the injury from earlier this season. Just kind of re-injured a little bit, not near as bad. So that's why he only got 8 more touches. Toward the end of the game. How do I justify a game plan? Well, the game plan was to give Whaley the ball, but like I said, he got injured, so I didn't have a choice but to put the ball in Peasley, our senior quarterback Peasley's hands, and senior running back McNeely. They ended up getting the win. So, yeah, we may have let a 3-touchdown lead slip away, but we still won. At the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. We can fix all that other stuff in practice, but the way the game ended, we still got the W, and then we'll go back and we'll look at the game films and we'll improve. But considering Peasley's remarkable 86% completion rate, why did we see such a drastic shift in play calling? Was this a premeditated strategy or a reactive move? Yeah. So it was more of reactive. When your game plan, you game plan all week. You game plan to run the football, right? And you have your number one running back in there. And not to take anything away from McNeely, he's a good ball player, but we game plan for the run to get Whaley open in space and get him touchdowns. He's fighting for the Heisman right now. He jumped to number 1 on the list this week. So we were trying to make sure he got his touches and also win the game. And then but Peasley showed out, man. 86%. You're right. He had an 86% completion percentage in that game. He had that one interception, that he kind of forced. But other than that, man, he did amazing. It was kind of a reactive thing to start throwing the ball more. So Skeet also says, a win is a win, but giving up such a significant lead and not utilizing your star halfback to his fullest potential, what message does that send to the team and the fans? What's the game plan moving forward? Well, I think it shows the fans, and the team that, Whaley's not all we have. That's the message I think it sends. I mean, yeah, we gave up a lead, whoopity-doo. That's on our defense. That has nothing to do with our offense. So, our offense scored every time they had the football except for the 3 fumbles, which that's what really gave up the lead. We're up 21 points. You give the ball back 3 times, boom, they're back in the game. So, fumbling was the big deal, but on the giving up the lead. But again, Whaley going down and Peasley stepping up with 86% completion percentage and 4 touchdowns on his own. That was huge. That to me that showed them that Whaley is great. He's a great player, but they can rely on each other to pull out a win if and have Whaley's back if he goes down. So Whaley has gone down quite a bit this season during big hits. Does his draft stock hurt him with his lack of durability? I don't know. He's still a junior. I think he'll be back next season. We've been talking to him. He's not talking like he's going pro this season. So I'm not sure. That's for the NFL scouts to decide. I don't think it would drop his draft stock, but it might. I mean, yeah, you're right. He has been going down quite a bit. But we've also, I mean, you got to look, man, that he's been a workhorse this season. He's gotten the ball, at least until this last game when he went down. He's gotten the ball 38 to 40 times a game. I mean, that's a lot of running. So, and the NFL doesn't utilize the running backs that much. This like they did back in the '90s. So, that's going to help a lot. For him, I don't think it's going to hurt his draft stock as much because they're not utilized like we're using him. In the NFL, we're using him like crazy. So, does Bodie need to be more involved in the run game with screens and jet sweeps to give Whaley some time off? Well, we've done some screens. The problem with screens right now, we scored on a screen in this game with Whaley. The problem with screens is it's hard to explain, but we don't have the speed. Bodie's great possession receiver. He catches the ball. He's broke some big plays open, but breaking some tackles, but he doesn't have the speed to grab at that screen and cut up field. I'm gonna tell you, the couple of screens we have ran until last week. Well, actually, that's it right now where he's scoring, but is every team's been all over the screens. That's a big MO for a lot of teams is throw that ball quick outside and try to get the ball out in space and get going. And a lot of teams defend that well now. When teams first started doing that, it was you didn't see it that much. So it was it worked a lot more. But now teams are starting to defend wide receiver screens a lot better than they used to. So I try to stay away from those as much as I can. What's your prediction for record for final games? Well, we've got 3 losses. I think 9-3 for the season. Hopefully 10-3 if we win the conference championship. So 11-3. I plan on taking this team to to their conference championship if Air Force loses, and then to a win the bowl game. I don't know what bowl game we're end up with. I don't know if it'll be a January bowl. We'll just have to wait and see. But okay, let's see. You were dominating the ground game. This is from Skeet again. I've got to ask, you were dominating the ground game with Whaley beasting an impressive 90 yards off just 12 carries with 28-7 lead. It seemed you had everything under control, but once Boise puts up a score, making it 28-14, suddenly it seems like you abandoned the run. What's the logic there? Why move away what was clearly working? Is this some kind of new strategy, or did you just outthink yourself in the moment? I don't think I outthought myself in the moment now. So they scored, made it 28-14. We were driving the ball, fumbled, then they scored again, right? And then we were driving again, actually in the red zone, and Driscoll, our fullback, fumbled, and they scored and made it 28-28 going into half, and then no, I'm sorry, we fumbled, they scored, it was 28-28, and then we fumbled again, and they scored. We actually went half down. So that's a big deal going, and then we had to play comeback with our main guy out, and Peasley, he stepped up and did it. He did what he had to do, but still, you can't fumble 3 times and give them the lead at the end of the half. That gave them all the momentum going into the locker room. So Bailey was showing out, but when he got hurt, our guys fumbled. You got to hold on the football. Our turnover differential is -10. I hate to see that, because we've done it, but it's just one of those things. You gotta step up. Bowl eligible at this point, and at this point in the season for the first time in a long time. How are the players taking it? Fans, the community of Wyoming. Everybody's excited, man. Everybody's excited. You know, we got bowl eligible last week, winning 6 games. We sealed a bowl game uh, with our 7th win this week against Boise State. So we know for sure we'll make a bowl this season. I would like to make a January bowl. If we can make the conference championship game and win it, we'll be in a January bowl, which would be huge for our program because I don't know if our program's ever been in a January bowl before, or a late season bowl. So, but we'll just have to see where we pan out. But yeah, everybody's excited. The players are super excited. The fans are excited. I'm excited just to get to coach an extra game of the season. You know, I love coaching this game, and that gives me another game to coach. And it also gets a chance for the recruits to see, because we may have some guys sit out this game. You know, Peasley's talked about not playing in the bowl game. I've talked to him a little bit. You know, I think he's going to end up playing in it. But we got some guys that are talking about possibly sitting out. So, any more uniform combos released this year? No, not this year. All Browns is what we're sticking with. We do have some stuff for next season that we're going to try and do, and we'll reveal those when the time comes. For the September 11th and Veterans Day. Some uniforms for those and new paint on the field too for those games. So those will be coming up next season. We're already past that in this season, but yeah, definitely gonna have some uniforms for that. We're actually gonna have a couple, different fields, or I say different fields. We're gonna paint the field different for those games too, and we're also switching from turf back to grass, which will be you'll see next year, and we'll have a new field next season as well that we're going to that's being worked on right now or looked at, and then when season's over, they'll work on it, and we'll have a new field that'll be grass and not turf and all that good stuff. So, but as far as nothing this year, the All Browns were a big thing, and they're undefeated in the All Browns. So, that's a big deal. Also, another big deal is this is only our second away game to win. We had third away game to win for the season. We had a little stretch there where we had won all of our home games, and we still haven't lost a home game this season, but we kept losing away games, and you can't have that, So definitely got to keep winning away games. But you notice we switched out of the all whites, and I don't know if it makes a difference. I'm kind of superstitious, but since we switched out of the all whites for away games, we've actually won these games. So that's what we're going to stick with at our away games this season, and then next season, we'll see the new uniforms on September 11th, and Veterans Day. Let's see if there's any more questions real quick while we're waiting. Okay, so I'm not seeing any more questions coming in, so we'll go ahead and end it there. Mr. J, appreciate you coming in and asking some questions. Dredd, appreciate you as well. Skeet, as always, Skeet always sends me questions, on Discord, because we end up doing these. He's always busy, but he does always sending me questions on Discord. And if guys, if you watch this later and want to get involved in this, join the Discord, and it's in the description, and say Go Pokes, and we'll add you to the locker room. You can ask questions in there. I got another guy, Grayson. He hasn't been here a couple of weeks. He's been sick, but he always sends me questions in the Discord too, because he gets busy and life happens. So it's just one of those things. But if you want to get involved in this, I'll just join that Discord in the description, and and we'll get you in the locker room, and you can start asking questions on the press conferences. If you can't watch them live, you can send them there. When I post on Facebook, about the press conference, I know it's a little different this week. Like I said earlier, or a couple days ago, I'm going to the Razorback game this weekend in Florida, so I had to, I had to post, get this up really quick. But generally, yeah, we just knock it out. Generally, it's the press conferences are every Sunday at 7 p.m. and every Wednesday at 7 p.m. The next one, I don't know when it'll be because I don't know when he's going to advance if he can get in. But if this continues, we're going to try to get through this season because it's just easier for me to recreate in a new season. And I'll just recreate the Dynasty in an offline, and we'll just keep rolling from there if this keeps happening because I can't even get in right now. And this first time I've not been able to get in. So with that being said, guys, if we switch it over to an offline, it'll probably advance a lot. We may advance more. I may keep it the same. I don't know. I'm probably going to keep it the same. I like doing 2 games a week and then doing the press conferences. So, but we may end up doing a couple double headers and do a press conference about those 2 games. So, yeah, I appreciate it, Jay. Nice talking to you too, bud, this week. But yeah, like I said, you can get in here and ask any question you want. Doesn't matter to me. It does not matter to me. I'll go along with whatever you ask. So, but that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, follow us on Facebook. All that's in the description. And, as always, guys, God bless. And y'all have a great day.